Morning, folks. Started out kind of pretty blue sky, but I don't know. These clouds are rolling in. Kind of blocks the sun. It cools off really fast. I don't know. It looks to me like it might still storm. I hope not. I'm ready for something a little nicer. This is that hitch that I replaced. The old one was impossible to get on and off the truck. You had to bang on it with a hammer. The only thing is that the angle of these two beams and the angle of that hitch is just a tiny bit different than the one that was on it. So the on this side, it's got a gap underneath. So I need to drill a couple of holes in here and right there. Put a bolt in there. I've got it welded on. I drug it home yesterday, and it would stay. But you know, this trailer, you can put a fair amount of stuff in it. It's 10 foot long by 6 foot wide to the outside, 5'8" on the inside. So I could put a quarter wood in there. I measured, you would be 1/4 cord up to the top of the sideboard here. So, or one full cord. I mean, not a quarter. My little green trailer is a quarter cord. So I don't know if I'll get that ambitious and put a whole cord on there, but it'd be nice to be able to do that. That tongue, you sure don't want that coming off. So today, Cindy's truck part, the axle's supposed to be here. I need to go down into town and talk to them about calipers, see if there's any of those in stock, brake shoes, and there's some broken springs in the emergency brake drum. These are kind of neat the way they work this. It's got a disc brake on the outside, then the inside is a drum brake for the emergency brake. Now, emergency brakes, you really don't have a lot of wear on it, although that one does. Huh, that's kind of a surprise. It shouldn't have a lot of wear on it because you don't, unless you forget to take it off. You put that on when you're stopped, and with an automatic, I hardly ever put that on. That's a surprise that shoe is wore out. Anyway, first off, I gotta go down to the fairgrounds and do some things. Still cleaning horse stalls, and I gotta change the numbers on the building. Just little stuff like that. Sun's coming out again. Woohoo! Feels good. FedEx dropped off the new axle today. Well, let's see what this looks like. Well, it's got 6 holes, 6 lug nuts. That's a good start. Yeah, see, that has the bearings, the seal, that 4-prong piece that got mangled. Got it all on there. Kind of surprising. I guess once this is centered, this probably just snugs up against it. But I'm kind of surprised that's so floppy. So let me drag this out of here and make sure it's the right length. It looks good though. Kind of hard to compare to the broken one, but it looks the same. I think it's the right axle. So I gotta get that put back together. Man, it's bright and shiny. That looks pretty nice. But stiff though. Probably wouldn't hurt to squish a little grease into there. Anyhow, this is supposed to be lubed with the 90 weight out of the axle. I still gotta get that bearing race out of there. And the backing plate here for the calipers and the disc, those have some broken springs and things. I need to get those. I'll have to get new new calipers over there. The brake shoe looks surprisingly worn. I replaced these, I don't know, a year or so ago. And the funny thing about an emergency brake is that, you know, you're not... Regular brakes, you step on that to slow down and whatnot. Emergency brake, generally, you only put that on when you're stopped. That should have no wear on it, really. So, unless it was adjusted wrong and rubbing, I don't see why it should have any wear. Unless, when that axle broke or wasn't right, maybe it was rubbing there. But I would think that would take more time than that to wear down. I don't know. Have to put it all back together with new parts, I guess, and study up on how you adjust that parking brake. It needs to be tight enough that it stops you when you put it on there, but it shouldn't be rubbing all the time. Might be that one of those springs was broken all along. I don't know. Well, anyway, I'm getting closer. Hopefully I can get this thing put back together and back on the road. Cindy is very much missing her truck, which I don't blame her. It ain't no fun being afoot. The spline count looks the same, so looks like the right part, I hope. Well, Cindy was telling me, I was telling her that, you know, we probably ought to pull that other side apart and look, and I definitely will. She told me that Cedar, before she got this truck from her, broke an axle, which seems kind of weird. That just doesn't happen, you know. I mean, it does happen, but it's not a very common thing to have an axle break. But she was pretty sure it was the driver's side. This is the passenger side, and they only replaced the one. So if that's the case, then it's probably all right. But I'm still going to pull it out of there and take a look and see what it looks like. Now, anyway, that's for another day. And then over here, we got back from an auction. Emily Kroll has Ware's Auctions. She's the one that was on that storage locker show. Can't remember what they called that. Storage Wars, I think. Anyway, she's since moved here. And she does a lot of auctions, mostly online. A few live auctions. But I got this snowplow blade for a whopping $10. It's a John Deere. John Deere. I imagine it's for a small tractor. Let's see what it measures here. 54 inches, so 4.5 feet. I bought it thinking that it would be perfect either on my old, what do you call it, Ford Ranger. I haven't decided for sure what to do with that. I might turn that truck into that snow rat I started to build before we found out we were moving, or I might turn that into the snowplow. I don't know. I've got this old Jeep. This is a 1948 Willys CJ2A. Thinking that 4.5 feet would be just about perfect in the front of this. It would be. It'd be just perfect. Look at that. That's wheelbase. Let's see, hook that to the tire. is 4 foot 8 inches, so 4 foot 6 inches would be perfect for that snowplow. I bought this thing runs pretty good. I put a Ford Pinto engine in it years ago, and I rebuilt the transmission, rebuilt all the brakes and everything. Well, come to find out that the brakes leaked. Brand new wheel cylinders on the brakes, and they leaked. It ruined my brake pads. It still doesn't hold any pressure to it. And come to find out that there is a guy who lives in Colorado now, and he used to live right over there. That draw is Carmen Creek. His folks still live up there. He used to live there, and he moved away a long time back. Cedar actually went to school with him, and she knows him. But he is making an adapter kit to replace the little bitty brake drums on here with disc brakes off of a Suzuki Samurai. So this has got a Ford Pinto motor in it now. Put that in there quite a while back. It runs really pretty well. But anyway, Suzuki Samurai brake discs in there. And the biggest reason I haven't put them in, I got this several years ago, the master cylinder in these has a single tank cylinder designed for drum brakes. The new ones, I need a dual cylinder designed for disc brakes. And I didn't know what the difference was. I looked that up, and it says that drum brakes, they want, I think it's 12 to 15 pounds of pressure all the time, and it's got a little check valve in the cylinder, keep it there, to inflate the cups on your wheel cylinders. The disc brakes, they want to go back to zero pressure every time. They're a completely different setup. And it was saying that a lot of the companies making the brake master cylinders are not putting that residual check valve in there anymore, which makes sense why my brake cylinders are leaking. It said to find out if it's in there or not, to reach a pin in there, and if it goes in all the way, there's no valve in there. And if it only goes in a little ways, then the valve is in there. Mine goes in all the way. There ain't no check valve, and I don't know why. That makes me mad, because this is a drum brake setup, and I got the original reproduction drum brake master cylinder. That check valve's not in there. It ruined my brakes and wasted my time. But anyway, I got that disc brake set up. I got to put that in here, and I've been putting it off because I'm going to have to build a different bracket for the master cylinder. And with this setup that's in it now, it has one brake line going to all four wheels. I have to have two brake lines going to one set to the front wheels, one set to the back wheels. I have to have a proportioning valve, and it's complicated. You know, I gotta go through all this and try to figure out how to do it. And I haven't had time to do it. I should spend the time, because I like this little Jeep. It's fun to drive, and if it works good enough, Cindy's got this yellow one. Hers is a 1968. If it works good enough, I'll get a set of those adapters for hers also. And one for the old 1948 pickup also. Heck yeah, look at that. That's just about perfect for that little Jeep. About the right width. I was going to make a blade out of a old water tank water heater tank I had. But this is already put together, and I mean, it would have cost me a whole lot more than $10 to weld up braces and things for it. This one's ready to go. I don't have a way to run that hydraulic ram, though. I'm going to have to figure out something there. Okay. But yeah, that's going to be perfect. How about this truck? It looked brand new back in 1985, I think. 86 maybe. And it looked new when I bought it. I sure don't now. I went through and I fixed the brakes. I rebuilt the transmission. Found an original Go Devil engine for it. Little 4-cylinder, I mean. The engine that would have been original for the truck. It's tiny. I mean, little bitty thing. And I did not go through that. I should have gone through that, but it runs good. And anyway, I got this thing all fixed up, and that barn, that indoor riding arena, it's on the fairgrounds. That's the second one. And the first one, we got 16 inches of new snow. It didn't slide off the roof. Well, it collapsed under the weight of it. It bent my hood. The hood is kind of taco shaped now. Smashed that. It broke some windows. The windshield is broken. It had 2 of the trusses come down there, and it bent my hood. And I just sort of lost interest in it. I mean, I spent a lot of time and effort getting this thing back running again, and then that happened, and I kind of gave up on it. And I'm not going to give up on it. This happened. This was all straight, nice. I mean, I don't know, it just made me sick that it got smashed. Everything, the barn was insured, the bleachers were insured, all the fairgrounds stuff, but nothing that wasn't fairgrounds property. So this wasn't insured. I wasn't driving it, and it got smashed. But anyhow, when when we drug it over here the other day, the chickens had buried it. I buried this wheel drum, and it wouldn't turn, even out of gear. We drug it home, and that just drug a hole through the rubber. That tire's flat. Well, I got a new hood. This is a 1948 hood. It's not in the greatest of shape either. It's got a little bit of a bend there, and the hinges are broke inside, but I think I can fix that up and make it better than this one. This little strip of chrome, this little thing alone, doesn't do anything. It's just fancy. Broke off 6 inches or so of it. That right there is $350. Like I say, it's very depressing. I like this truck. I'm never getting rid of this truck. No, I need to fix it up. Look at all this lichen. This is all growing on it. It's just going to get worse if I don't do something about it. Even on the hood. Anyhow, folks, I don't have much for today. Just odds and ends. A little bit of work, a little bit of play. See you tomorrow.